Okay, the robot lady says recording in progress. So here we go. I've got a new assignment for you to do in CAD 226. This is one Mr. Morris created over 25 years ago, believe it or not. I wrote a manual at the time for Thomas Nelson Community College, and I found it yesterday. I said, how cool is that? So I went back and looked through this manual, and I found some neat little projects I would like to do. All right, so with that being said, yes. With that being said, I would like to share my screen with you just for a moment. Hang on just a second. I got to make sure I'm in. Hang on, Snoopy, hang on. There we go. Okay, here we go. I'm getting ready to share my screen. Now, I'm in Canvas, and you'll see there's a brand new module. Again, I created this over 25 years ago. And the name of the module is More CNC using NC Viewer. That's misspelled. I have to fix that. Let me just go ahead and fix that now while I'm here, so I won't forget about it later. All right, so that's saved. All right, so NC Viewer, milling and drilling a rectangular plate. We're going to use the same tool to do some profile milling, and then we're going to drill 2 holes, same tool. This shows you what the plate looks like. You can rotate this around if it's better. It does not need to be 3 decimal places. That's overkill. Maybe 1 decimal place at the most, maybe 2, but 3 decimal places is definitely overkill. I want you to notice something here. We have a path A, B, C, D, back to A, and then we cross over like this. All right, and then we come back and we drill these 2 holes. This is the drawing that we're getting ready to create in Inventor. So what you might want to do is zoom out like this, take your phone and take a picture of this drawing. Okay, we're going to take a picture of it. All right. So that's the drawing. Yes. It's in CAD 226. It's in module 10. So take a picture of the drawing. This is the drawing. We're going to create this drawing in Inventor. All right. Now, in addition to that, we are going to, this is the very short program actually used to machine that block. We're going to go through this line by line. We're going to type this up into NC Viewer, and we're going to go through each line one at a time, okay? And then you're also going to type up this program, and you're going to put it on your orthographic drawing. So you're making a 3D model, a drawing, and you're going to simulate this program in NC Viewer. And I'm going to do it with you the whole step of the way. You might want to take a picture of this as well. Back in the old days, we gave you paper, right? All right. So we're going to type in this program line by line. Okay. Everybody got this picture? All right. Now, going back to module 10 again. What are you going to turn in? What are your submittables? or submittals. I love it. Submittals will be a PNG file with a 3D model. We always save our 3D model as a picture, right? Also, we're going to submit a PDF file of the orthographic drawing, and we're going to submit a PNG file of the CNC program simulation in NC Viewer. All right, so I'm going to stop my share here. Y'all make sure when I go from one application to another that Mr. Morris is sharing his screen. There's nothing more annoying than to get home later and to hear me talk with a black screen the whole time. So that means I didn't share my screen correctly. All right, so let me go ahead and you do the same thing. Go ahead and open up Autodesk Inventor Professional, please. Open up Autodesk Inventor Professional. Then I'm gonna go back out and share my screen. That's the critical part here. That's why I'm bald-headed. Pulled my hair out. When you make mistakes and you get old, you lose your hair. All right. We are going, okay, so Fusion is still down. I have to figure out what's going on with Fusion. But we're going to use Inventor to get us through right now. Go to New. When you go to New, we are doing, am I recording? Yes, I am recording. You're going to go to English. And you're going to select Standard IPT. What does the IN mean? In parentheses. What does that mean? Inch. What does IPT stand for? I always tell you to do this and do that. IPT stands for what? Inventor part file. And then we're going to come down here to the lower right, and we're going to create. All right, we're going to go to Start 2D Sketch, Start 2D Sketch. Now, this is a plate that we're going to mill, and it starts off, it's about a 1/2 inch thick. It's actually a 2x2. So we're going to sketch on the XY plane. We're going to sketch on the XY plane. We're going to go to Rectangle, go to Rectangle, select Rectangle, 2-point center, come to the origin, click on the origin, it'll turn green, click, you're going to drag this out. Now, the other day we discovered you can go back and forth like this, right? Okay, you can actually start with that dimension if you want to. You do not always have to start with the dimension that's highlighted. You can start with that. You hit the tab key. Tab key gets you back and forth. All right, well, in this case, we have a perfect square, so it doesn't really matter that much. Type in a 2. And then I'm going to hit the tab key, type in another 2, hit enter, do a right click with your mouse, select OK, too much talking. I'm going to scroll out here so you can see all the geometry. It's a 2x2 inch square. This sketch is complete for right now. I'm going to select Finish Sketch, and I'm still recording. That's good. Scroll out or zoom out with the scroll wheel. We're going to select what now? We're going to select Extrude. I don't want to go this way because I've been trying to get y'all in the habit of realizing that the top of the workpiece should always be labeled Z. Not always, but it's a good idea. Getting good practice, top of your workpiece will be Z0. If you did this way, it would not be Z0, it would be Z1, okay? But we're going to flip it so that the top of the workpiece is Z0, and we're going to put in a distance of 0.5 and select okie dokie. All right, now that is the general shape of our block. Now we're going to do some milling on this block. Forgive me, Mr. Morris has to go back to his picture for a minute here. If you look at this, we actually do a profile mill around this, and we take off 1/8 of an inch all the way around the block, all the way around. We take 1/8 of an inch. In this case, it's going to be 1/2 of the milling tool, the milling cutter. Okay, 1/2. So here we go. We're going to go to Start 2D Sketch, Start 2D Sketch, and we're going to click on this face right here. Okay, everybody with me? All right, now, what we're going to do is go to Rectangle, 2-point center again, and you're going to click at the origin, and you're going to, basically, you're going to drag out a rectangle the same size as before. Right click, okay, so we just dragged out a rectangle that's 2 by 2. Now, we have to draw another rectangle, same type of rectangle, go to the origin, click, and what is 2 inches? Subtract 1/4, 1.75. So we want to make this 1.75. And then tab, 1.75 again, enter, do a right click, okay. Now, if this is 1.75 and the overall length is 2, what is this distance here? And this distance right here? Almost. See, I said, what is this distance here? And what is this distance here? You have to do something with the 0.25. You have to divide it by 2. This is going to be 1/8. If I go put a dimension here, I'll show you. That's 1/8 of an inch wide. I'm not going to accept that. I don't need that dimension. All right, we're going to finish sketch. Watch. Quit talking, please. Go to extrude. You're going to click inside. Don't click inside here. Click inside the perimeter. And we want to go in. But before we go in, we want to only go a distance of 0.125. Go in. Select OK. Beautiful. Y'all doing beautiful if you got that. Okay. I hope everybody got that. Now, you would make this on the milling machine. You would not make this on the lathe, but you would make this on the milling machine. Now we have to go back and look at our drawing. I got a couple more features to add here, and then we'll be done, and we'll start making our drawing, and we'll start doing our program. That should go rather quickly here. We have a diagonal. So go to Start 2D Sketch. Start 2D Sketch and click on this face right here. By the way, mine did something weird just then. But I want to sketch on this face. I'm going to draw, watch please. I'm going to draw another rectangle, 2-point center from the origin. I'm going to come out, it's about right there, snap to that corner, do a right click, okay, go to line, select line. Now I want you to draw a diagonal that comes down from this corner to that corner right there. Do a right click, okay. Now, Mr. Morris, what do you want me to do now? Well, I'd like for you to go to offset, and I'd like you to, right here is offset, click on this line, and I want you to go over this way, but I want you to go 0.125, enter, okay? Now watch, right click, okay. Offset, click on this line, drag it this way, make this 0.125, enter, right click, okay. Now what I want you to do is I would like for you to go to line, select line again, and click on this endpoint, click on this endpoint, come up here and click on this endpoint and this endpoint, do a right click, okay. Now I'm gonna start getting rid of some things I don't need here. If I do a right click on this line, delete, go around, delete these lines. I don't need them now. They were construction lines. I probably didn't need them in the beginning actually, but that's okay. I don't need this center line anymore. You're down to these 4 lines when you finish deleting everything. Okay? Yes. It's 0.125 in each direction. So it's a quarter of an inch end mill. It's a quarter of an inch end mill. And there you go. All right, now what I want to do is we want to finish the sketch. Finish the sketch. We want to go to extrude. Now notice it doesn't automatically pick that rectangle anymore. So be careful when you're doing this. Make sure when you zoom in that all the rectangle is, see, look how I lost some right there, cancel. Look, be very careful. Extrude. If I go right here and click like right there in that corner and then click the rest of it, then it selects all of it. It selects the whole rectangle. I want to go inward with this. I want to subtract. Sorry, I didn't bring my water today. Select OK. All right, there you go. We're almost where we need to be with this block. Then we're going to start writing our program and to machine it. But we're going to finish modeling this block, and we are going to save it as a PNG here in just a minute. So let me go back to my drawing on my phone that I took a picture of. Hang on. And we have 2 holes that are made with the end mill. Actually, it's not a drill, it's an end mill making these holes. And it's a quarter inch in diameter, and it's going down 1/8 of an inch deep. All right, so go to start 2D sketch, and I want you to click on watch, click on this face right here. Okay, now I want you to go to circle center point, and just come anywhere on the part, click. We're going to drag out a hole that's 0.250, enter. Notice I didn't care about, listen, right click OK. Notice I didn't care about where the location is yet. Go to circle center point, come down here and click, drag out a circle, make it 0.250, enter, do a right click, select OK. I know I'm going fast, but you guys are experts now using Inventor. So it should be old hat to you. Now, I want you to go to the dimension tool, and I want you to click on this edge and this center, drag your dimension off the part, click. That dimension should be 1/2 inch, 0.5. I would like for you to do this again. Click here, click the center of the circle, drag your dimension off, click, edit your dimension by hitting the backspace, type in 0.5. You can either hit enter or select the green check mark. Okay, that circle is properly located. We have to do the same thing for this circle down here. Go to dimension, click on this edge, click on this center, click, make this 0.5, enter. Don't worry, I'm gonna give you a chance to catch up. And we're gonna make this 0.5. All right, I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna do like I did yesterday. I'm gonna give you a 2-minute break here to catch up. It's 9:01. At 9:03, I'm gonna say, let's keep going. All we've done is we've milled around the block, and we went across at a diagonal, and we're going to use the end mill to make 2 holes. They're not even through holes. They just go down a certain depth and that's it. Make sure you dimension these holes properly. They are 1/4 inch in diameter and they are both a 1/2 inch from the corner, the horizontal dimension and the vertical dimension. Okay, so we are in a holding pattern right now till everyone catches up. Mr. Morse is stepping on the turbocharge here on the gas pedal. So for my students online, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're keeping up. I hope these videos are helping you. Please feel free to stop by and talk to me or call me or email me if you're having trouble. I don't think many of you are, but just the same, you are a student of this class. And if you need some help, please reach out to me, okay? So we're still recording here and Mr. Morris is still talking. Yes. How do I extrude this? Remember, it was I created a rectangle here. Yeah, I do. I went to the line and I connected the 2 lines at both ends, and I made a rectangle that extruded the rectangle inward. 1/8 of it, 0.125. Get it to work? Yeah. Raise your hand if your geometry closely resembles this one. Some of y'all, I don't know, you don't raise your hand for obvious reasons. I don't know what the obvious reasons are, but back in the day, you didn't raise your hand. Times have changed, that's for sure. All right. I'm going to finish the sketch now up here, the green check mark, because we just did the holes. Have you done the holes yet? All right, we'll wait. Tell us when you've done the holes, okay? Or at least caught up with us here. I want you to be with us. How many of y'all had a chance to use Fusion 360 at home? Joe, your stuff looks like it's 360, but I couldn't tell. Are you using Inventor or 360? Inventor? Okay. We'll be in the 3D printing class tomorrow, so dress warmly as we go over there so we don't have icicles hanging off of our nose when the time we get over there. We are going to do some 3D printing. Got it. All right, everybody listen up. We are done with our little short break. That wasn't too bad. Go to finish sketch. We're going to hit extrude. Now watch, nothing highlighted. A lot of times when you hit extrude, something's going to highlight for you. Well, the reason it didn't is because we have 2 entities here, not one. And I'm going to click on this circle. See, now look what it did. It selected the wrong thing. So you have to be careful. I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to try it again. And this time I'm going to hold my breath and I'm going to click in the middle of this circle. And I'm going to come down here and make sure your circle turns green or whatever color it's using. Click there. Now, do I want to do that? No, I do not. I want to take material away, not add it. I'm going to flip the arrow here and select OK. There you go. There's our part, but it's ugly, right? So I'm going to file, save as. We're going to call this rectangular block. How about, no, let's do this. Milled, I'm gonna abbreviate this for a reason. Milled rectangular BLK. Milled rectangular block. Notice I abbreviated. There's a reason I did that. Save. You'll see the reason later. Now, it's still ugly. So, and there's a lot of sharp corners on it. I'm not worried about the sharp corners today. Perhaps this part requires sharp corners. Sometimes you do. Most time you don't want to ever have sharp corners. You want to knock off sharp corners. Okay. Now, what we're going to do over here on your browser, there's the file name. Do a right click on that. Go to iProperties. Go to physical. We don't want a generic material. Mr. Morris likes something. I always like the steel alloy. I always think that looks pretty cool. Apply, close. All right. You can use whatever material you wish. So there you go. In the real world, you have to specify the exact material you plan to use. You don't have that freedom to make it whatever you want to make it out of. All right, so now we're going to save this as our PNG. File, export, image. Come over here, leave the file name as is, milled rectangular block. I don't want a bitmap, so I see some people turn in bitmaps. I want a PNG file, and I'm going to select OK. It's going to go in the project that I created yesterday or day before, but that's okay. It's just a onesie-twosie type of thing anyway. So there's my picture that I'm going to have. Now we need to make a drawing. So we got to do the lickety splits here. Go to File, New, and we're going to go to English, and we're going to select ANSI, American National Standards Institute, IDW, create this file here. I don't want this paper. It's too large. It's a size D. How do I change that? You go over to the browser. You do a right click on sheet 1. You edit the sheet. And you're going to click on size A. And we're going to leave it as, we can do portrait. No, leave it at landscape. Leave it at landscape. Select OK. Now, go to base. And that's 1:1, and that's going to be fine for this. Just select OK. Now, we need to move this block. I'm going to hold down my left mouse button, and I'm going to drag this over like this. All right. Now, I'm going to project this to get my right side view. And then I'm going to do what? I'm always going to put in my isometric, left click, right click, create. And this is what it looks like. You guys are experts at doing that now. All right. Now I want to shade this, move my mouse near the isometric view. There's a red box that appears about around it. Do a right click in there, edit the view, go to style, select shaded, and select OK. Now we have to start dimensioning this. And hang on just a second. I'm going to lay it out exactly like we did before. A little different though. A little different, not much. Can't get my fingers to work here. All right. Now, always the first step should be to put in your center lines and things like this. So I'm going to go to annotate. And I'm going to go to the center mark over here. It looks like a cross. Click that and zoom in. Click on that circle and click on this circle. Do a right click. OK. All right. And you can always stretch these a little bit if you want. It's up to you. I don't care. You can just hold down your left mouse button and make these a little bit longer. All right, now we're going to start dimensioning this. All right. And so go to the dimension tool and we're going to start doing this. That looks good. That looks good. I'm liking these dimensions. Okay, this should be old hat to you here, putting the dimensions in place here. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a dimension here to show the thickness of this profile cut. By the way, I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to double click on that. I want that to be 3 places. Okay. All right. Now, just checking off my dimensions, make sure I have them all here. I have the, oh, we have to go up here and do the same thing with this one. Dimension there. Okay. We're going to dimension here. All right. If you start getting crowded down here, you want to move things, right click, okay. You can move these things around a little bit if things start to get crowded. Now, I'm just looking to see what all dimensions I have. I have that one, I have that one, that one. By the way, go ahead and double click on this 0.125, and we're going to go to text, go to the text tab right here. Right behind that, type in the word TYP. That's not a word. I mean, it's the abbreviation is what it is. You might have to put a little space. You may have to put a little space. It means typical. It means typical. So that in other words, that dimension all the way around is the same. Okay, it's the same. The slot, we have to dimension the slot. And as you can see, we're going to click here and here. And I'm going to put that dimension right about there. Normally, Mr. Morris does not like to leave the dimensions on. I don't like to leave the dimensions on the part. You know, I don't like to do that, but I'm going to do it this time. Now I'm going to turn on the bisector right here, the bisector center line. Click here and here. It shows you the center of your cutting path. Do a right click, cancel. All right. Hopefully you're staying up with me. I'm going to give you a chance to catch up here in just a moment. By the way, we're going to put a note here. I'm going to move this up just a little bit more. I'm going to show you how to create a general note. Go to text, and I'm going to click right up here. Look, a space, we don't use that often. And I'm going to put note, type in note, and you're going to say the 0.0250 slot, all capital letters, at 45% D. I don't know if that's going to work or not. We'll find out. Oh, I'll tell you what, go back to just 45, backspace. Here's the degree mark. Sometimes Mr. Morris gets AutoCAD mixed up with Inventor. So note, 0.250 slot at a 45-degree angle. I'm going to enter that, and I'm going to say 0.125 deep. Okay. That's one of my first notes. So in other words, that's saying here, that note is right there saying that this 1/4 inch diameter slot, by the way, I'll go ahead and make that 3 decimal places as well. So there's our note 0.250 slot at 45 degrees, and it's 0.125 deep. All right, now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to reposition this dimension here because I want to come in here and I want to put my diameter of that circle here. And we're going to make it 3 decimal places. Go to text. Right behind that, you're going to say 0, comma, 0.125 dp is depth. And you're going to say TYP typical. And you could say, we could say 2 times. We could also say in parentheses 2x because we have 2 of them. Right click, okay. All right, so there you go. You got that note pointing to that circle. Let's see, I'm just making sure I have everything. I do. Now what I want to do is I want to put some dimensions on the side view here. Click here. Look, you know, when Mr. Morris wants to keep dimensions aligned, what does he do? He moves the cursor over here to this dimension. Click. Say okay. All right. Right click, okay. I'm gonna hold down the left mouse button, drag this over to here. All right. Now I'm gonna leave that at 2 decimal places. I have one more dimension for you from here to here. Bring it down, and we're gonna line that up with that dimension there. That's half. All right, looking good so far. Got the holes dimension. We got the depth of the holes. You have the depth of the slot. I mean, if you want to put an angular dimension, I didn't do this last time because the note kind of says it, but if you want to reinforce it, you can put in an angular dimension there if you want. Okay. Now what we have to do is we have to put in some text to go with our program. We're going to have room later. We're not going to probably finish this today. We're probably going to type in our program on the next class. But what we need to do is we need to show the path. So go to text, go to text, please, and click anywhere on the screen for right now. Type in the letter A, and I actually am going to change the height of that, highlight that a little bit. We're going to change it to 0.1. Right click, okay. I'm going to double check and make sure. Yeah, it's 1.1. Now watch what I'm going to do. Watch. I'm going to copy. Well, actually, what you can do is I want you to hold down the left mouse button, and I want you to put the A right there. Right there. See where I put the A? I just dragged it and put it right here. Now I'm going to do a right click, copy, come over here, do a right click. Where's my paste at? For some reason, I lost my paste. I hit the escape button, right click, copy, come over here, do a right click, paste. I know what the problem was. I was on the view. I went off the view and I was able to. Look, I'm still using it, right? I'm still in that mode. Look. Now, I do not want all those to be labeled A. I do not. So what I want to do, plus I want to reposition them a little bit. They're kind of close to the edge. I want to kind of leave them a little bit lined up best I can. Okay. Now we're going to double click on this one, double click on it, and we're going to make that a B. Say okay. Going to double click on this one. Going to make that a C. Select okay. Double click on this one. Going to leave that, make that a D, capital D. Select okay. Mr. Morris, what do those letters mean? That's going to be in our program in a few minutes, showing us where we're at. So at position A, position B, this is where we're at in the program. Okay, you know that you can sketch on your drawing. We don't usually use a sketch mode on the drawing, but I want to do it here because I want to show you where the starting point is going to be for our end mill. Okay, so what I want you to do is go to sketch. This is something very brand new we've never done before, or maybe we've done it once. I don't recall. Click on sketch, click on sketch, click on line, and look, click on line again, look, click on your view you want to sketch. Now watch very carefully. Mr. Morris, what in the world are you doing? I'm drawing a very straight line, and I'm going 1 inch. Okay, now watch. I'm going to draw a circle, look, right there at that end point, and I'm going to make it 0.25. Does anybody want to take a guess what that might be? That's going to be the tool. Yep, that's the tool. Finish the sketch. All right, so go back to annotate. I don't know, I've never tried this before, but I'm just going to say, I did a little, look, I did a little leader text here. Look, click here and then click on the edge. Click, enter, and it's going to be X0, Y0. That's our X0, Y0 point. Well, that's our starting point for our tool. I tell you what, let's just do this starting the start. Just put start. Okay. Now, again, if you need to move it, it's going to move with your part. Now, this is not part of the model, right? This is only part of the sketch on the drawing. What does that mean, Mr. Morris? Well, look what happened. When I moved, what happened? My letters got mixed up. So you got to be careful that you don't want to do that too often. I got to move this back. So you may have to reposition these letters. That's okay. Just try to be neat as you're doing it. Try to be neat as you're doing it. All right. So I'm pretty much happy with my drawing here. Now what I like to do is I would like for you to save this. Save both your PNG file, and we need to save this. File, save as, well, leave it the same file name, milled rectangular block. Save. See why I made it small? I didn't write it because we wouldn't be able to fit it in that rectangle right there. Now, we need to edit the title block. Do a right click. Oh, before we do that, there's something I noticed I missed here. Go back to annotate, go back to annotate, go to text, and I'm going to click below each of these views. And I'm going to call this the what? The front view. I'm going to hold down the left mouse button. I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to make it bold. Sorry. Underline and select OK. Right click OK. Then I'm going to do a right click, copy, right click. You've seen this before, Mr. Morse. It's going to copy these labels and then edit them, right? So right side view, double click, come in here and highlight, edit this, ISO view. All right, file, save. I'm kind of glad we're getting this part done. I'm kind of glad. Make sure your C's and D's and A's are not moving around. Your A, B, C, D is still on your block like you see here. All right. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to edit our title block. Come over to the browser, right click on the file name, go to iProperties, go to summary. The title of this is milled. You can spell this all the way out if you want. Rectangular block. All right. The subject is CAD 226. The author is you. Your last name uppercase. Manager is me. Last name uppercase. The company is Virginia Peninsula Community College. You don't have to put anything underneath this line. You can, you don't have to. We're not going to. Go to project, where it says designer, put your last name in caps. Engineer, your last name in caps. Authority, my last name in caps. Okay. Go to status, checked by you. Check off the date. Engineer approved by you. Check off the date. Manufacturer approved by Mr. Morris. Check off the date. We may even 3D print this. We'll see. Apply. Close. File. Save. Now, we have our front view, right side view, isometric view. We have all of our dimensions that we need. We also have our PNG file. So, you have 3 submittals, though. And the problem is we can get started, but I don't know if we'll finish in time. We might be able to finish typing this up, but I don't want you to lose your data. Y'all think we can do this in 15 minutes? Type it up. It's short, but we won't be able to put it on the sheet. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to save the program for today is for Tuesday of next week. Monday will be in the shop. Tomorrow will be in the CAD 235 lab. So this is what it looks like. And we have to type in the program as given to you. I don't know. The more I look at this, y'all know how to save your file as a PNG for NC Viewer. Remember we put it on the Word document and we saved it as a PNG. Let's see. You know what? y'all are fat. Y'all can type faster than all of us. You younger folks can. You can type faster as older folks. I'm going to stop this share. We're still recording. I'm going to stop this share. And I'm going to go into, I wasn't going to do this today, but I have a little bit of time, not much. Hang on. I'm going to go into the internet and I'm going to type in NC Viewer. Hang on, I'm not recording this. I want to make sure I'm recording. Hang on, Mr. Morris is going to record it. Share the screen. Okay. All right, I'm recording. I'm recording. So NC Viewer, type in NC Viewer, enter. And we want to go. Again, I'm going to stop my share again one more time because it makes me paranoid because I didn't do it right last time or something. All right, here's our screen, right? We want to start with a new file. We want to start with a new file here. All right, our very first line is just a %. That means the beginning of a new program. The percentage sign means the beginning of a new program. All right. Then we're going to type in N10 space G20 space G90. G20 means English units. G20 means English units. G90 means absolute program. N20. Okay, we got T01. What does T01 mean? M06. Miscellaneous code M06. We're doing a tool change. So T01 is our tool. Now look, we're going to go to our first coordinate using the Cartesian coordinate system. In 30, we're going to have X, -1. You remember that circle we're off 1 inch of the part? That's the -1 direction. So -1.0 in the X, right? Y0 space Z1. What does Z1 mean? Are we above the workpiece or are we cutting into the workpiece? Y'all should know that one. Z1 is 1 inch above the workpiece. What does S8000 mean? That's the spindle speed, M03. We're turning on the spindle. Okay. Now the next line, you don't do anything with this until you do the tool setup, G40. Excuse me, not G40, G43, H1, Z.100. Now, what that is, in your computer when you do your setup, H1 is the tool length offset for tool number 1. That will be stored in the on the CNC machine that you're actually using. Then you're going to go linear. Don't worry, we're going to go through this again. I'm just trying to get it typed up right now. N50 space G01 space Z -0.125 space F10.0. F is your feed rate at 10 inches per minute. Okay. Now we're going to go to the next one. We're going to move to X. Type in N60. Right. Type in N60 X 2.000. For some reason I had in there. F10. The feed rate. I didn't have to put that again. I'm just emphasizing it there. Feed rate is still 10 inches per minute. Okay. Now we're going to go to N70. We're going to do Y 2.0. Then we're going to go to N80 Y X0. Then we're going to go to N90 Y0. Then we're going to go to N100 space X. I'm sharing my screen. X 2.0, okay? And then I'm also going to put Y 2.0, right? Then we're going to go in 110 X, or excuse me, G00, which means go rapid to a distance of Z 0.1 above the workpiece. Okay. And then we're going to go to N120 space X at 0.500 and Y at 1.500. Don't worry, we're going to go through every single line of this program. I'm just trying to get it typed in and plotted. We can save it to our file somewhere so we can pull it back up on Tuesday of next week. Now we're getting into a drilling cycle. We're getting into a drilling cycle in 130 space G89 space. We're going to plunge. We're going to plunge into the workpiece 1/8 of an inch with the end mill F10.0. We're going to pause, or I should say idle, for a second or two, and then we're going to retract above the hole 0.100. So R is kind of like Z, but it's your retract plane. In other words, you come back out of the hole, that's the distance you're above the hole. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go to our first hole in 140 X 1.5 space Y 0.500. Okay. Then we're going to go to N150 and we're going to put G80. That closes the cycle. That closes the cycle. G00 Z 1.000. And we canceled the drilling cycle. N160 is going to be X -1. We're back where we started now, like our home position. Y0. Don't put YO like I just did. You'll pull your hair out trying to figure out what you did wrong. We're going to N170, turn off the spindle. And N180, we did really good, but we're going to be done with this part. M30, and then we're going to put our percent. And this is where you pray if you believe in praying. So Mr. Morris does. So I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. And I'm going to do plot. Hey, does that look familiar or what? Now, I'm going to run this program, but in order to do that, I have to take my cursor and I have to put it up here at the very top line. Say there, it appears, right? You can step through this. Watch, I'll just do it real fast. That's too fast, right? Look here. I can step through this program. Okay, there it is at the exit, at the home position. Now it's plunged. It milled across this face. Look, it's going to go back mill here. It's milling on the corners, right? Now it's going to go across the diagonal. It's going to come up. Now it's above the first hole location. And it's going to the second hole location. That's it. Did y'all get this? If you didn't get it, Mr. Morris's program is right. So if you want, you can zoom in. You can zoom in like that if you want. Do a snapshot of this. Do y'all know how to do a print screen? You hit Control, print screen, right? And then you go into, I'm gonna stop my share for a minute so I can show you how to do this. I'm gonna open up Word. That's how I do it. Why won't it let me file new? All right, I'm gonna do a right click or hit Control V. I didn't do it. Hang on. That's odd. If I do, oh, I need to hit the function. Okay, sorry, I hit the wrong, not Control print screen, FN print screen. It's different than my keyboard at home. Go back to work. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen with you because I opened up Word and I did a print screen of my NC viewer. And now if I click here and do right click, paste. Now it's even got my head on. I took a picture of my head, bald head. Anyway, I'm going to rotate this around and look here. I'm going to do a file, save as, browse. We're going to call this document milled rectangular block. It's the same name we've been using. Save. Now you can also file and export this as a PDF. There you go. Now that completes this video, and now you know how to submit everything. However, we're not done. What we're going to do on Tuesday is you're going to type this program onto your CAD file, your IDW, and we're going to explain some of these G codes. Okay, one more time. You're somewhat done. You're about 90% done. You have to type in this program on your CAD drawing, and you have to identify every single one of the G codes on your drawing. Like, for example, you'll say G20, and that means you are programming in English units. And G90 means absolute position, okay, with respect to 0, or your origin. Then you might say, what is T01? That's tool 1. And M06 means you do a tool change, you turn the spindle on, and then you go to your first position and so on. But we'll do that on Tuesday. So I don't know how you want to save this for right now, but please save your PNG file, your picture of your 3D printed part, not printed part, but 3D image. And I would like for you to save your IDW, IPT, PDF, and then you're going to do this. Now, I do not want you to submit your IPT or your IDW because that takes time for me to open those up when I'm grading. All I want to do is click on the PDF and rock and roll. Get it graded, be done, okay? All right, Mr. Morris has talked so much, I got to give it a break. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off this video. It will be posted later for your viewing pleasure. If you have any questions, please contact me. Thank you very much, especially to my online students who never really get to see me except on video. Take care. Have a happy day. Talk to you later.